The forest was an inferno. A wall of orange and red devoured everything in its path, roaring with a fury that made the ground tremble. Firefighters worked tirelessly, their faces grim, their bodies pushed to the limit against the suffocating heat and blinding smoke. Amidst this chaos, they saw something that made no sense. A small cat, its fur singed and matted with ash, was not running away from the flames. It was running directly toward them. It didn't cry or scream. It just ran, a tiny, determined shadow against a backdrop of destruction. It would sprint a few yards, then stop, turn its head, and let out a desperate, guttural meow, its eyes fixed on the firefighters. Then it would run again. At first they ignored it, thinking it was just a panicked animal. But the cat was persistent. It repeated the action over and over, its meows growing more urgent, more insistent. It wasn't fleeing, it was leading. "What is with that cat?" One of the younger firefighters shouted over the roar. The captain watched, a strange feeling gripping him. "It wants us to follow," he said, his voice low with disbelief. He made a split-second decision that went against all protocol. "Two of you, with me. We're following the cat." They plunged into the smoke-filled woods, the heat searing their skin. The cat stayed just ahead, a phantom guide in hell. It led them away from the main fire line, toward a cluster of fallen, smoldering logs. There it stopped, pawing frantically at a small gap beneath a massive, blackened tree trunk. The firefighters exchanged confused glances, but the captain knelt down, shining his light into the darkness, his breath caught in his throat. He froze. Tucked deep inside the hollow, shielded from the worst of the flames, was a baby carrier. And inside the carrier, covered in soot but breathing, was a tiny infant. The air was thick with the smell of burnt pine and a miracle. They carefully pulled the baby to safety, its small cries drowned out by the fire's roar. The cat, its mission complete, collapsed at the captain's feet, exhausted but alive. It had run into the fire not to escape death, but to defy it. Back at the command post, as the baby was being airlifted to a hospital, the story spread like wildfire itself. The cat had saved a life that no one even knew was in danger. It was a hero born from the ashes. Sometimes, in the face of the greatest disasters, the smallest heroes show the most unbelievable courage.